Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX AC 46. It's a tier 7 French tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Minsk and it's under the command of SlyMeerkat. Now this tank has either a 90mm gun or a 100mm gun, but both are historically inaccurate because this actual vehicle was originally designed with a 120mm gun, but it was never built. So I suppose there's a bit of artistic license in the game. Now let's see which gun that SlyMeerkat's armed with. Oh, he's got the 100mm gun. Now it's got one of the best penetrations for this tier in the game. And it'll do 300 alpha, penetrating 232mm with standard ammo. And with the premium rounds it'll go through 263mm. So you can see it can more than take on tier 8 and tier 9 tanks if it comes across them. Now one of the bad things about this tank is that it's got some pretty horrendous weak spots right up on top of the vehicle. Yes, those viewports, they're just so easy to hit, and that's what everyone aims for. And usually what you would do is you'd stand off and shoot the enemy from a long distance away, trying to protect yourself. It's got good armour on the front of the vehicle, 12cm, but the problem is at the sides it's only 40mm and it's incredibly weak, and the same at the rear. So if an enemy tank gets behind you, you are basically doomed, because the traverse speed on this tank is also very poor. So if the enemy can actually put around or get alongside you, it's almost a death sentence.
Fall back from there.
He's telling that guy to pull back because it's just the Covenant has seen so far. It is a tier 7 game and he is a tier 7 tank destroyer, but I think he wants that M4A1 to pull back so that he can shoot the guys when he comes through the gate. And the M4A1's a bit of a noob, so he's not taking any notice. I think that Sly is getting way too close to the enemy. Remember, with only 14mm of armour, he's probably going to take a lot of damage, even from a tank like a Covenanter, who has an automatic gun. Yeah, he's just fired his clip. And, oh, problem now. He gets around into a T-43. His reload time is 7.94 seconds. The book reload is 9.59. He just blocked a shot from the Skoda, but he's trying to fend off shots from two different directions, and the M4A1 is not doing a damn thing. He's not even moving. Oh, now he is. Now he's moving. You see, Sly's likely to get shot in the side if he's not careful, and that Skoda's just around the corner. Well, he puts a nice round through the Skoda, but he could easily get very badly damaged by that guy if he can get alongside Sly. But there you go, he's gone. Luckily, he only shot Sly in the tracks. But Sly's still vulnerable to that T-43, who's just around the corner. And for some reason, that guy doesn't seem to understand that an AMX AC 46 is very vulnerable if you can get alongside them, because the gun is only at the front of the vehicle. Okay, did get one round into the T-43, fires another one in. That guy's trying to get behind him. He realises too late now that he should have got behind Sly, and now he's firing into the front of the armour, and you can't get through that 12cm. So he's gone. Sly managed to make him effectively do the wrong thing. He should have actually got alongside Sly. He didn't, and that gave Sly the opportunity to bully him when he was just trying to shoot into the frontal armour. Now he's going to do the same to this Covenanter. In fact, actually, he's just going to shoot through the gap because the Covenanter's not doing anything. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake by the Covenanter. Should have been actively trying to pump rounds into Sly, into his side. It looks now like Sly is going to have a whale of a time, because he's going to be able to shoot into the heavy tanks further into the town. But firstly, they need to get rid of that Su-85 just around the corner, because he's the major problem. And there's also an Su-100 down there. Now he can have a 100mm gun or he could have a 122mm gun. If he's got the 122, and it looks like he has, oh, he just got the kill. But that SU-100 on his own team was not very nice. In fact, ramming him in the rear like that could have cost him a kill. Unfortunately, he's got the problem of the AMX AC 46 has got, which is dispersion. It takes an awful long time to dial in the gun on this tank destroyer. You need plenty of time to dial in, and it doesn't help if you've got a teammate who runs into you and resets your aim. He probably got that one into the KV-1. Luckily, the SU-100 is not trying to troll him anymore, and they both spotted the gorilla who's running for it. Not very successfully. He just got capped, tracked. The KV-1's running back to his cap. Yes, you see that dispersion again. Couldn't dial in on the KV-1 quickly enough. This is one of those vehicles where you need to have a gun laying drive to dial in extra fast. Otherwise, it can take forever. S51, can he get the kill? No. Well, there's only 6 enemies remaining, but 3 enemy tanks have broken through and they're running for our cap at the moment. T25-2, KV-2, and I think the other one is their Churchill 1. So he's joining the Super Hellcat in trying to repel those guys. He's decided to go a bit further away. Okay, AT-15A, which is a premium tank destroyer, sees him off in the distance. Didn't get that one in. Somebody's capping. And I suspect they've gone through one of the gaps in the houses to get into the cap circle. Okay, he's loaded the premium ammo for extra penetration, but he's just not getting through the AT-15A. I think it's that T25-2 that's capping, and he's reloaded an AP round because you don't need the premium rounds to get through the armor on that thing. In fact, he's going to have to get very close. Oh, it's the KV-2 that's in the cap, and he can see him just. And he does get a hit. 291. Remember, it's 300 alpha. And he takes out the Churchill 1. There was only 3 hit points left, but he did get the kill. But now he's going to have to get a lot closer to get a shot on the KV-2, or let his teammates get them. Potentially he's got the high caliber. He's got 20% of the enemy hit pool. Okay, I think he's going to drive over there and see if he can take out the KV-2. Closer range. Can just make him out, but the KV-2 will probably fire back. Oh, he didn't! And that is his top gun. There's only 2 enemies remaining. One of them's a bishop, and he is nearby because he just fired at Sly. There he is. He fired over the houses, or rather between the houses, and it means there's only 1 enemy left. It's that SU-100. Now and he's been requested to platoon with the Panther M10, who's got 4 kills. Now, and there's potential brothers in arms. Now, he didn't work out if that SU-100 has the 122mm gun or the 100mm gun. Of course, he could have an 85mm gun, but I don't think he would, to be honest. Not many people actually keep the 85mm gun for very long. It's a bit of a waste on an SU-100, but it depends on if you're free experiencing your way up the tree. If he has got the 122mm gun, he'll be capable of doing 390 alpha, and that could be dangerous. Of course, if Sly can keep the front of the vehicle facing towards that SU-100, then he should be okay, because even with the 122, he's going to have difficulty trying to get through 12 centimeters of armor, and he's just around the corner, and that's a bit of a danger to the Panther M10. Well, it doesn't look like he's got the 122, because the Panther didn't lose much, and there's the kill that wins the game with 7 kills for Sly. So well done to SlyMeerkat and his AMX AC 46 based on the M4 tank. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for SlyMeerkat in the AMX AC Milli 46, built and or designed in 1946. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. And shellproof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. On top of which he managed to get a few medals out of this game. In fact, all battle hero ones, except of course the brothers in arms. He got a defender medal for resetting the cap and getting at least 70 defense points in the process. He got a brothers in arms for being in the platoon, and both players managed to get at least 3 kills together, and a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. Yes, he did get the highest damage, as well as a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he ended up with 7, just 1 short of getting a Radley's, but there was no chance of him getting the Radley's because I'm afraid he couldn't get at that bishop before he was killed, and that left him with just 1 enemy tank left that he could take out. And luckily he took that guy out just before the Panther M10 got wiped out by the SU-100. He did take a hit just at the end, but Sly was there to finish the guy off with a very accurate shot. Let's have a look at the team score. There you go, highest damage with 3,010 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the Panther M10 with 1,756, followed by the AT-15A on the enemy team with 1,644. When it came to kills, again Sly's got top with 7 kills. 4 kills went to the Panther M10, and if they'd actually had another enemy tank to kill, they probably would have ended up with a crucial contribution as well, because they would have had 12 kills, but sadly it wasn't to be on this occasion. 11 kills is what they managed to get, but that's still a very good total. And the next high score after that was the AT-15A again with 3 kills. And when it came to base XP, yes, it's Sly again who got the top. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,231 base to him, 1,048 went to his platoon mates, and they're the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. The next high scorer being the Fifi on his own team with 642. That's quite a big jump from these guys down to the others. But then think about it, they did manage to get between them more than 2/3 of the enemy team. That's pretty good going. He fired 22 rounds of 100mm ammunition, got 17 direct hits and 13 penetrations, damage of 3,010 hit points, of which 793 were at more than 300 meters. So the majority of his shots were at close range. 9 hits received from the enemy, only 1 actually penetrated, 9 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash as well. The penetration shot came from the Skoda, who actually managed to get a round into him when it shot through the side. But after that, he kept his front towards the enemy, and the shots were just bouncing off that 12 centimeters of thick frontal armor. He also blocked damage of 1,160 hit points, and seeing as he received 9 hits, he was only 2 shots away from actually getting a steel wall as well. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted, 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 7 killed, and 370 hit points of damage resistance. He also got 13 capture points in the cap and 75 defense points to get that defender medal. On a premium count, he earned 31,405 credits, got 49,314 from personal missions payout, and after repair and ammunition resupplying, yes, he did find some premium ammo in that game. He still made a profit though of 63,192 credits. He earned 1,231 XP, got 13,853 from personal missions payout, and took away 15,700 experience points altogether, which is a very high score, and that's certainly going to boost his crew skills. So a very good game there by Sly in the AMX AC 46. It's not a bad tank destroyer. You just have to remember though that it's got diabolical armor on the sides, it's got poor mobility, although it does have a rather good top speed. It's got good armor on the front, but the armor is atrocious on the sides and the rear, and if the enemy gets behind you, you're a dead duck. So don't ever let the enemy get behind you in this thing, and if you can, shoot from a distance and try and take the enemy out that way rather than getting close to them as Sly did. And that's why he got hit and got holed by one of them. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.